stay in your lane. When I was younger, we had this babysitter, right? She was an older lady. And it wasn't even a long time. It was like, I want to say it probably was a month or two. She was our babysitter, right? And she used to put us for a nap. And right before we had lunch, she would always say, Christopher Columbus did not discover Jamaica, right? And I used to say, why does she keep telling us this? Like, I don't even care who. Can we eat, please? Right? But every time we woke up from our nap and was about to have lunch, she would say, Jamaica was discovered and Christopher Columbus did not discover Jamaica. Okay, got it, ma'am. Right? Fast forward to my time now. It dawned on me that we keep on trying to teach America about their wrongs, right? Have you ever heard of Library of Congress? They have all their history in the Library of Congress. They even have Christopher Columbus' diary, where if you read these diaries, his narrative is basically describing his interaction with the people that were already here, and how the people who were already here were responding to the illnesses that they started to get in close proximity to being around them, right? So they came with these illnesses that didn't work very well for their immune system. So I say all of that to say you're preaching to the choir when you're trying to teach them history. Library of Congress has all the tea in its authentic form. Your responsibility, because we are a people of oral law. Oral law means that we don't necessarily write our history, but we speak it, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. All these don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, those kind of parables. We are a people of oral law, right? So we need to not only continue to teach our young or our next generation the history, but now that we know better, we have to also write the history, because part of our issue as a community is that because we are a people of oral law, it was easy for another community who writes their history to supersede yours, because you had no receipts other than word of mouth. And if the person or whoever was the storyteller or of your family passed away, that story of your family, of your lineage, went with them. The Bible, or the family Bible, was supposed to be, okay, stories and learned behaviors of righteousness within your family. That way, when the next generation came and they read about the story about auntie this one and uncle that one and mom, they were intrigued to hear it, so that that child was able to see some of the characteristics within them, because that's how DNA works, right? You may have this person as your mom and dad, but you kind of is more like your aunt, or you're kind of more like your uncle. But if you're able within that family to see what trials and tribulations that you went through, and how spirituality or God led you through that turmoil, then you're able to teach the next person. So without them having to repeat what the learned lesson that you already had learned, right? And then there's always somebody in your family who would gatekeep the family Bible so that it can pass on generation to generation. Every time you have a family reunion, everyone who is in attendance should be showing up with their insert to the family Bible, and it just keeps on growing with every generation. That's the family Bible. What we have now is old translation that has been translated again in old translation, when all these prophets, modern day prophets who are getting messages from God and Spirit, are failing to revise these scriptures because everyone is afraid to do it. Fear and faith don't live in the same household. It's impossible. It's one or the other. So if you consider yourself a prophet and you stand 10 toes down on that, then you have some writing to do for the next generation, sir, ma'am. But until that happens, you individually, for whatever your last name is, should have a family Bible for your last name family. Okay? Until the next video.